no man. He's in my future, but I don't think he's in my immediate future. But come on, Holyfield, don't matter. That's a kid.
November 9th, 1996, WBA Super Heavyweight Champion, 30-year-old Mike Tyson, former world champion, Evander Holyfield, was supposed to take place 6 years earlier in June of 1990, unexpectedly lost by knockout to James "Buster" Douglas, due to which the battle was postponed, and then he was accused of rape. Tyson was released in 1995, and in March that belt, choosing to Bruce Seldon instead of his mandatory WBC defense against Lennox Lewis. And 2 months later he fought against Holyfield. Was a favorite at 25-1. Although closer to the battle, still Iron Mike remained a solid favorite 2 of his last 4 fights, and a year earlier by knockout. Holyfield was considered a boxer whose career was this process, 1980s, but still, Tyson's aura played a big role in him. It certainly wasn't Holyfield. The battle was colossal. The MGM Grand Dollars. At the time, the fight set a record for pay-per-view broadcast sales, bringing an estimated $80 million. Holyfield received $12 million. Expected became apparent, and that was that Holyfield appeared physically stronger, and he did not hold back during his attacks, as it not just Tyson who was surprised. According to Holyfield, he pressed with his back to the ropes, and under the attack, Tyson into clinches. But Evander also did not forget to work at striking. Was another surprise, especially against the background of the fact that Holyfield lost a year. In the 5th round, Mike Tyson noticeably improves. He works in a variety of times since the beginning of the fight. We can confidently say that he won the round. Holyfield quickly suppresses this aggression. A little later, in an exchange at close range, their heads collide, and Tyson receives a cut above his left eye, blow to the chest. That turned out to be one of the most spectacular in the whole fight, initiated by Holyfield. But still, there are occasional bursts of activity. In the final third of the fight, Tyson looked tired. On stage of the fight, it is clear that Holyfield's blows are harder than Tyson's. At the same time, Mike, with little problem. There are only 10 seconds left until the end of the round, and for Tyson, it was a very low. But the course of events suggests the end of the next round. In the 11th round, Holyfield confidently and even easily brings in second defeat in his career. Is Holyfield's greatest feat is difficult to say, but it is certainly for Mike Tyson the result championship title. And in November of
he's the winner by way of technical knockout, WBA heavyweight.
Thank you. An opportunity to challenge him. I realized to be the heavyweight champion. Every time Mike fought, I always watched him. When Mike was gone.
June 28th. 1997, a rematch between Mike Tyson income of about $180 million. This was reflected champion, received $35 million. These were the largest royalties in the second fight. Tyson again was the knockout, was still considered the favorite, was due to the PR campaign of Tyson's team against the clinch quite often. While ignoring his head-forward tactics, which caused the second fight, they forced his replacement, stating that after, and the legendary Mills Lane was a
yourself at all times. Any questions from the challenger?
As before, the first fight is almost palpable. Here we go. A straight right by Mike Tyson. Shrug up.
By putting Mills Lane in charge of the ring, the behavior that Tyson felt influenced the first fight. It seemed that this match was really a new confrontation. Shook Tyson. Iron Mike tried to answer, but his initial agility.
What a first round.
It was a tremendous clash of heads, from which Tyson received a cut. The infield went on the attack. Mike, instead of responding a negative role, managers and coaches had convinced Mike that only the referee was attention or did not want to pay attention to the obvious gap. Round began. Now following a pattern, Tyson. The referee deducted 2 points from Tyson, and Mike tried to count a bite. Lane replied the fight continued, and it was the most spectacular part of the whole conference that occurred. Lane consulted with the doctor on Holyfield's condition, and Evander said the same thing. But during the break, Lane found bite marks, definitely not continue. and disqualified Tyson. Immediately jumped on any other referee and began to argue, eager to continue the fight, and tried to break through to Holyfield. But one of the most famous photos in the history of boxing was fighting came in reaction to headbutts from Holyfield on television to apologize. An apology was not enough. Mike was fined $3. In addition to the end of the Tyson once that day, if anyone was in doubt, it was now obvious that the of Don King as the most influential man in boxing began, and King's influence began to rapidly weaken his career. After that, he worked on 16 more fights, but not one of them could even come close.
Mills, why did you stop the fight? Because of the first fight?
Continue. So let it continue. And he beat him on the other ear. I told him, I said, and he bit him again. I said, that's it, you're going.
Leaves the ring. The condition of the ear, could he have continued? And did you disqualify him because of the foul or physical condition of Evander Holyfield was such a view that he could have continued?
I never reached that point. I wasn't going to ask the doctor. That wasn't the question. You got to take a position sometimes.
In 2, Lane suffered a stroke, which left him speechless and paralyzed. 1. Mills Lane is 83 years old and lives in Reno, Nevada. International Boxing Hall of Fame. Field became friends years later, leaving all their troubles in the Boxing Hall of Fame channel, so you won't miss any new episodes about the boxing legends of the past. See you.